Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. May we be led from darkness to light, from untruth to truth, from death to eternal life. Peace, peace, peace. We're at a moment. It's a very difficult moment. It's a moment where we're being asked to evolve. We're being asked to shed an old self. It's like all the work that you've been doing the last year and before that, as I know many of you have been on a journey for quite a while in a conscious way towards understanding who you are. And yet we come to these gateways and you can feel the significance of them in the air, although we might not understand them. We often know we're at a gateway because it feels like life as we knew it isn't working the way it used to. That may show up in your partnerships, your relationships, your work, the way that you approach your day, the roles that you play. It could show up in all of those categories or one, but there's an undeniable sense of dis-ease. Almost like you're running into a wall. And I'm here to say, if that is your experience right now, it's time to surrender. What do I mean by that? I mean that there's a point at which, if we really wish to cross over to the other side, we have to be willing to let it ourselves be broken down and to let things fall apart, because after all, they're not working anymore. This is difficult. It can feel terrifying. Like you don't know what's up and down, what's next. It really does feel like you're walking through a dark tunnel and you're not sure how far until you see light, and you're not sure if you're even going in the right way. And so it's hard to really put into words the challenge that confronts us with. Particularly because it asks us to face the things that we fear the most. So people use the word demons, dragons. That's just to represent that which you cannot tolerate, that which you have been avoiding about yourself, your beliefs, where you might still be playing a victim in your relationship to life and other people, where you're still needing to grieve something that you just haven't fully grieved. So the best that we can do is to get centered in our bodies, to get outside, to resource ourselves in things that bring us joy and help us feel safe and light. It's like, think of what you would want to offer a child who's scared. Do that for yourself. Not as a way of bypassing the feeling, but of a way as a way of supporting yourself through the process of feeling. So there's a way to escape the experience, and that can look like numbing out and being distracted, watching TV or Instagram, or just staying really busy and maybe out with other people. I actually encourage us all to stay connected to friends, especially through the dark days. It's really important. Community, family, really important. But just notice when you're avoiding being with yourself and see if you can find a middle ground there. We don't want to stay in a little hole trying to figure life out on our own. That's certainly not what I'm suggesting. But there is a time and a place where if there's a lot of emotion coming up, or maybe we're just feeling like the opposite of emotion, like vacant, that's a good clue that we need to, something's wanting to come through. And usually that's some tears, and it could be through, just giving yourself time to write or go for a walk, or go to a yoga class and open. I find movement is the best way to open up the channels so information can start to flow again. And whatever it is that you're gripping for, reaching for, gripping on, is the thing that needs to be put down for a moment and come back to at another time, especially if you're feeling like you're hitting a wall. So what can we expect when I say we're at a gateway, we're at this eclipse? Well, the best that we can do is not expect anything in particular to happen or to change, but more to enter into this time with expectancy. And the difference is an expectation, it has an attachment to an outcome, whereas expectancy is a way of being that is open to a miracle, and it's open to divine wisdom to flow. It's open to what you're working towards to come to fruition in its own time. And so it's that beautiful space of wonderment, awe, receptivity, and showing up. We still show up to life. We show up to the things that matter to us. So yeah, I can't stress enough to be gentle with yourself, to allow yourself rest more than usual, to pay attention to where things really just feel like they're not workable anymore, and sit with what would it look like if I stopped doing that? What is, or even just simply asking that question to your higher self. Please help me see what I can't see. Please show me the way. And we patiently trust that the answer will be revealed in its own time. Closing the eyes. Breathe up from the base of your spine, pulling up Gaia's energy into your body with awareness. All the way up to the third eye, holding it there. Let it build. Let the light build within you. And exhale out through the crown of the head. 2 more breaths like that. Inhaling up from the earth through the spine to the third eye. Let it build, let it grow. Exhale out through the crown of the head. Last time, inhaling up from the earth. Feel that dark, deep, dank energy from the earth, rooting, grounding, musty. And as it moves through the pelvis and the belly and the chest, it starts to get more subtle and light, moving from earth to water, to fire, to air. And then as you press out the breath from the top of the head, it becomes sparkly ether that you just simply get to absorb as it lands upon you. Sense your animus behind you, feeling his warmth, strength, confidence in you. Feel his hand on the back of your heart. Feel yourself leaning into his chest. Maybe resting your head on it. Allow yourself to receive his support. Maybe even wrap you in a warm cloak, offering you shelter and nurturing. He reminds you that you're held, you're supported. It's okay to rest. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel vulnerable and scared. This is the most precious part of you. It should be honored. Ask him if he has any guidance for you in what you're dealing with. Just listen while you receive his words. Ask him if he has a symbol for you to represent the tools that you need to bring in to carry out this next phase of your growth. Taking your hands to your heart, allowing gratitude to well up and fill the entire chest. For all the ways that you are loved, for all the gifts that you have to share. Intending to share them to the best of your ability. And for it to be made obvious the best ways for you to do this. Feeling ready and resilient. Full of wisdom and insight and love. Know that you're a gift to everyone you meet. Letting that in. And bringing palms to heart center. So it is. I'm going to pick a card to offer a little more guidance during these next few days, moving into the eclipse, which happens early morning on Friday. I got deep replenishment. Yeah. Retreat, rest, and be held, it says. I'll read the guidance on the card. This is from Rebecca Campbell's deck, Work Your Light. Deep replenishment, 64. The most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When you're running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? what nourishes you is your medicine. And when you give yourself the medicine you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Perfect. So that really is the secret. If we want to feel abundant, we need to fill ourselves, to be willing to receive abundance. Yeah. So go do something that deeply nourishes you and replenishes you this evening, over the next couple of days. I'm going to go take a bath right now because that's one of my favorite ways to replenish, and take my dog for a walk. So drop in the chat anything that you chose to do or you're choosing to do these next couple of days to receive rest and the sense of being helped.